how to increase your income in sales fast. This video could quite literally change the car you drive, the house you live in, and the financial bloodline of your entire fucking family. We're gonna talk about how to make more money in sales. Let's dive into it. So we're gonna start with like the bare bones, basic math, because it is far too underlooked. When I talk to salespeople that aren't making more money, it drives me fucking crazy. So number one, we close the highest percentage of people. If you're closing 10 out of 100 and you close 30 out of 100, you will triple your income. If you talk to more people, you talk to 300 people instead of 100 people, you will triple your income. If you make $100 per sale and you take that to $300 per sale, you will triple income. That is the fucking math. But when I talk to an insurance sales agent that's doing 30 calls a day, closing 2 of them and making 25 bucks per policy, and he wants to make 10K a month, I'm like, dog, perhaps we fucking get better at sales, we call more people, and we sell more expensive shit. That is the only way you make more money. To even try to make this math work to where you wanna make your 10, 8K, 12K a month is fucking ludicrous. So this is the obvious math of how you can audit your sales opportunity and see if your income goal is even possibly on the map of eventuality. Here alone, we can end the video. But at the end of this video, I'm gonna talk about the one thing that you could do to actually make this process fast. I'm gonna talk about some things in your power. I'm gonna talk about some things that are out of your power in your current sales role. Let's dive into it. This is really fucking obvious, but this is a lot more tactical. First of all, talk to more people. Like, you're in sales, you gotta just fucking work hard. That's all there is to it. Like, just work more. You will make more money. That's all there is to it. You can have a little bit better marketing where you have more leads. You can prospect a little bit more. You can go a little bit harder. That is it. Like, that's the math. You just have to work more. I talked to this one guy who was trying to get to 30 grand a month in like a high ticket sales role. And he was taking 3 calls a day. And he was working with me. So he had a 55, 60% close rate because we worked with him on that. So we were closing the highest percentage of people. He was making $1,000 per call, but he was taking like 2, 3 calls a day. And he's like, how do I do it? I'm like, take 9 calls a day. Like, the math is not mathing, dog. You just gotta fucking work more. So that's that. We can scratch that off the list. But when we talked about how to increase your close rate, you have to increase your sales ability. Like, the longer you're in sales, the better you get. And the more you spend on reading books, going to masterminds, doing different things, doing call reviews, doing all that shit, you will make more money. Like, that is just like a fact. So like, it's obvious, but again, I've talked to sales reps that have never gone through any level of sales training whatsoever. They don't review any of their calls, and they don't know why they're not closing more deals. It is like, it'd be like a football player that never goes to practice and never watches game film and can't figure out why he's not better. That is very obvious. Let's get a little bit deeper. Talk to warmer leads. So if you're talking to someone who doesn't know your company, they don't know that they have a problem, they don't know that you have the solution, and they aren't expecting your call, it's gonna be really hard to close the highest percentage of people. Like, a prime example of this is like, let's say you're in door-to-door sales and you're selling door-to-door pest control and you're going home to home. They don't know your company, they don't know they got bugs, they don't know that you could make them not have bugs, and they're not expecting you to show up. So if you're knocking on doors of people who don't want you to be there, they don't know they have a problem, they're not even fucking home because they're at work, and you're trying to make more money, it's gonna be very difficult to do it in this environment, in this scenario. Now we're gonna talk about how to make more money per sale, right? So the obvious one here is sell more expensive shit. My income went from 3, 4K a month to like 25, 28, 30K a month. When I went from selling things that are like 500 to 1,000, 2,000 to like 7, 10, 12, 15,000. Monumental difference in my income. Same amount of work, same amount of time worked, just make way more per hour because I'm selling more expensive shit. So that is a huge one. Now we're gonna talk about selling higher margin products. So just basic math of a business and how finance works, right? If my profit is $200, I can't pay a sales rep $1,000 for it. We would not be profitable. It would be physically fucking impossible. So a prime example of this is like the car market, right? The car market goes up and down. So the margins on the product goes up and down too. And as of more recently, the margins for cars got a lot fucking smaller. So I had buddies who were making 10 grand a month in car sales, doing the same amount of sales, but because the margin was cut into a third and their percentage of commission was on that margin, their income went from 10K a month to 3K a month, doing the same amount of work, talking to the same amount of people, closing the same amount of deals, but making more money per sale wasn't exactly happening. It was shrinking because their margins were shrinking. So if you sell a high margin product, they can afford to pay you more commission. Next thing here, higher percentage of commissions. You can negotiate this a little bit with your boss. I've done this plenty of times where I went from a 10% 10% commission to like a 12% commission on revenue, which was awesome. You do nothing besides have one conversation and then your income goes up by 20%. Pretty fucking gnarly. And then last thing here is like a short sales or payout cycle. So a short sales cycle, you might be thinking, how does this make me make more money per sale? Basically, if going from I want to be a client to like I've got the thing in a shorter span of time, then there's less time for the potential buyer to change their mind. Like if you're in solar sales and it takes 3 months for the shit to get installed, they can change their mind over the span of 90 days, refund, and then you don't make any money, even though you did close the deal. Whereas if you're selling something where it's more like immediate, it's like a 2-day, 3-day sales cycle, boom, it's over very fast. So you have a lower risk of your already closed deal getting taken back and your commissions getting taken back. In a shorter payout cycle, you just make more money when you get paid faster. Sometimes it takes a couple months, couple weeks, couple whatever for your commissions to get paid out. If that shit happens immediately, you will make more money. So if you guys are considering breaking into sales, this is like awesome criteria for auditing the actual sales opportunity that you are presenting yourself with. If you're currently in sales, in a sales job, you're probably like, holy shit, my sales job might not actually check all of these boxes. I see how I'm not making more money. And the hard part about this is there's only a couple things in your power here if you're actively in a sales role. It's really just increasing sales ability, talking to more people, maybe negotiating your commission, maybe trying to sell more expensive products in the market. Maybe you could book your own appointments and kind of have them ready for you, but you're a little bit limited, right? And this video wasn't how to make the most money in sales slow, it's how to make the most amount of money in sales fast. So we're gonna talk about the fast thing. So probably seen this big old question mark here through the whole video. Well, I'm about to reveal what this is. If we follow this little arrow, we gotta change vehicles. It's like, yeah, I could get better at sales over the span of 6 to 12 months, and you guys should be getting better at sales. You should be reviewing your calls. You should be reading sales books. You should be watching sales podcasts. You should be subscribing to this YouTube channel to get better at sales. You should be going through sales training. That should be happening. But as far as doing it fast, that's just changing your opportunity vehicle here. Because let's say your goal was, I want to drive 180 miles an hour. You could do that in a Honda, maybe if you had a little bit better gas, maybe upgraded the engine a little bit. We're pretty psycho and just really put the pedal to the floor. But wouldn't it be easier if you just hopped into a beautiful Porsche here? We're not talking some scammy looking Ferrari, some kind of scammy looking Lambo, a nice respectable Porsche, you know? That's how you're gonna make so much more money. If you're trying to go 180, 200 miles an hour, get inside of a car that will allow you to go that fast. Same thing here. If we're trying to make 20 grand a month in sales and no one in the past 50 years of company history has ever made 8 grand a month in sales, how the fuck are you gonna make 20 grand a month in sales? You like can't. Just how in a Honda, you can't go 180 miles an hour. At least not that I've tried. So you're like, Garrett, I want myself a fucking Porsche. Where do I get this Porsche? What does a Porsche look like? Let me break it down for you. We go back to here. It has warm leads that know the company. The leads are problem and solution aware. They're expecting my call. It's expensive shit with high margins, relatively high commissions, short sales cycle, short payout cycle. It just simply checks all of those boxes. What do I do? Like, the answer for yourself is high ticket sales. So I've been doing this for the past 5 years. I did about 3.5 years myself. We managed multiple different sales teams. I've placed over 250 sales reps into different high ticket sales roles. So I would recommend breaking into high ticket sales. It's what I've done. I used to sell protein and pre-workout at a gym, and I did not check any of these boxes, and I made precisely no fucking money doing it. And when I switched vehicles into high ticket sales, I made a bunch more money. So I'm making this video because I talk to so many sales reps that are in a sales role and they're just cramming their head into a fucking wall, trying to make more money, working 14-hour days, feeling like they're the problem and they're the reason why they aren't making more money. They suck, they think it's their fault, and it's not. It's that they're in the wrong opportunity vehicle. So like, I wish I could just shake this camera and like reach through the screen and shake your fucking shoulders and tell you to get out of your current sales role. Get into high ticket sales, you're gonna make so much more money, and subscribe to this channel if you want to break into high ticket sales. Mic drop. All right, actually, let me pick my mic back up. If you want to find yourself a Porsche and you want to know exactly how to do it in a more extensive, drawn out way of doing it, you can watch this video right here where I break down precisely how the fuck to do that. So watch that. Mic drop again.